This week's talking point, James Cameron.
Yes,
come
here he
out
is.
with
I read this today.
a rather interesting quote about the new Avatar films.
Yeah, so he was talking with Empire and about the Avatar movies, and there's quite a cool quote. Is it a cool quote? I don't know.
It's just, I wouldn't expect a Hollywood director to say this.
About his planned trilogy of sequels, he says, "They're going to be bitching. You will shit yourself with your mouth wide open." The Oscar-winning filmmaker said.
Like that whole phrase of shitting myself with my mouth wide open is like
Sounds awful.
For me, shitting myself means scared.
Yeah.
So are they going to be scary, or is he saying like we're going to be so impressed we're going to literally shit in the cinema?
Because you're right. Because I think you would piss your pants in excitement.
Yeah, it's almost a phrase.
Also
isn't it,
scared.
right? I've heard people say
Ready?
that.
Also, yeah, if
there's
anything coming,
you lose control down there when something makes you jump.
When
That's
you're
actually-
editing, Gav, I'm going to come up behind you and go, boo! And then you just release
that's
all
actually the only
bodily
way that I
fluids.
can piss or shit if someone scares me.
Right.
Otherwise, it just all gets backed up.
Right.
I have to watch like a horror movie to
You're
empty
constantly
myself
sitting
every
in the
day.
toilet waiting for somebody to push the door open.
Yeah. Danger shits. That's what I need.
But then, like, the whole mouth open thing as well. I was like, oh
That's
my
what I mean.
God.
I think he
man.
means we're going to be so impressed. We're going to be and shitting. But then if you're in a cinema, you might get someone else's shit inside your mouth.
Yeah.
Come on, David.
Well, that's what the original
James.
Avatar felt a little bit like, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Avatar. I fell asleep
Me
for about
neither.
30 minutes.
It was too
Well,
long.
that'll impact your judgment,
Yeah.
surely.
I thought the 3D was impressive. But I watched it in 2D at home.
Oh, really?
Oh, God. I was ill.
Yeah.
I'd gone through all
Did
of
you
my
shake
other films.
yourself?
Did I? I didn't.
No.
My mouth was open. That's probably because I was there going...
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. It never touched me in any kind of exciting way. Like I went to see it at IMAX as well, and I was prepared for this to be really fucking incredible,
I saw it at
and
IMAX, yeah.
and it just wasn't. It was just I just didn't buy into the world, didn't buy into any of the characters. It just wasn't for me at all. I mean, I know like a lot of people are different, and I can understand why people like it. And a lot of people want to live in Pandora. There's like a whole sort of subculture of people who are so obsessed with it.
Right.
That's weird.
And like a couple of people like IGN like absolutely love it. Like Chris, who was on the podcast a few like weeks back, he loves it.
Tilly?
Like, no, what's his name? The American guy, Chris.
Oh, Chris Cole.
Yeah. He loves it.
I was going to say, I've never heard Chris Tilly say that he
yeah.
I
likes
can't
Chris Cole
imagine
loves it,
Alex
yeah.
loving Avatar.
Yeah, he really, really likes it. But I mean, the talking point that I wanted to say was like, does anyone still care about Avatar?
Well, that's it. It's kind of disappeared
Yeah.
from like memory. Like, when did it come out? Can you remember?
Oh, no, let's check it.
He said in that article he mentioned about like the third and fourth Avatar.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, where's the
Well, that's the thing.
second?
It's a planned trilogy of sequels now. It's not. That's the thing, and it's such an odd thing to do. Is like release one
weird.
and then go right now. The next one is going to be three. It's like we'll work on one, and I'll read you a little bit in a second now after
Yeah.
I find out. But 2009.
Right. So 5 years ago. That is a long time.
That's ages. And like, even though it had a massive impact,
Yeah.
it won Oscars, it went crazy money wise and things like that. Like, broke loads of records. 5 years is a long time, and like,
and it's not even coming out now. Like,
no. Yeah, it's not out for a while. But that's the thing. Like, obviously the way that he's doing it is to do it in the same kind of way as like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Yeah.
To release them sort of every single year like that, which I guess makes sense because that worked for those ones. Like, but he's
I think also with those films, it's like you obviously knew what's kind of happening with
Yeah.
those films. You knew the conclusion was coming. It
Where
feels
can you go
like,
from
well,
here?
if
Yeah.
there's 4 already lined up, it could be another like 7 coming after that, and it's just like, oh God.
in a way though that actually quite excites me. Like having a trilogy of films where I have no idea what's going on. But in
Yeah.
fairness, I haven't
don't care.
read Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, so
Right.
I don't know what's going on with those ones.
Right, okay. But the thing about those books is
Hmm.
that there was a natural epic conclusion. And like at the end of Fellowship of the Ring, I wanted to know what was going to happen with Frodo and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. At the end of Avatar, I was like, okay, let's
Yeah.
move on to something else. I don't feel like, I want to see what's going to happen
There's something
next
else that
for this
like to
character.
revisit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like this is the thing that I found really interesting about this article, though, and for me, like this doesn't sound like a good thing. Like reading this, so he says he also revealed the curious process of working with 4 screenwriters. I think we met for 7 months. Oh yeah, there you go. So different people are working on different ones.
Right.
I think we met for 7 months and we whiteboarded out every scene in every film together. and I didn't assign
It's a big whiteboard.
and I didn't assign each writer which film they were going to work on until the last day. So they were working on the storyboard for every single film, but they didn't know which one they were actually going to go sit down and write, which is good because I guess then you've got, if you're working on number 2, you know what happens in number 4. That's good.
Yeah.
But then, this is curious to me, I knew if I assigned them their scripts ahead of time, they'd tune out every time we were talking about the other movie. Like, I think you need like talk to your HR woman if that's happening.
Exactly.
Like, I knew they'd just get bored of shit, so...
Get people that are actually committed to the project. It's like, I just want to look at my movie, nothing else.
Yeah, but then, I mean, that obviously, like, it's good that they were working together, but it still seems quite odd to me that they would be that separate when they were actually then going off to write the movies.
Yeah. Unless they're going to come back and then pull it all together, I don't know.
I guess so, yeah.
But, like, did it actually say when Avatar 2 is coming out?
No, not in here.
The future.
But, I mean... I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I didn't like Avatar. I don't care about 2, 3, and 4. But, I mean, maybe there are people out there. I mean, if you are one of those people, please let us know in the comments.
But I also think... I think the kind of like movie landscape is a little bit different now than it was back then, because if you look at, you know, Marvel have really kind of upped their game.
Yeah.
Star Wars is going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
DC slate is, you know, there are big blockbusters every 3 months now.
And that's the thing. It's interesting to see that Cameron's gone for the Lord of the Rings sort of format and going, okay, we're going to release one like that.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other people have gone for the Marvel format of going like, okay, we're going to release here and here, and we're going to build this universe like this, which is what Universal Monsters are going to do.
Yeah.
They it's odd to see people looking at different things and going...
These, like, structures from franchises, and
but I wonder if he's, like, putting his horse to the wrong cart, because for me, like, Lord of the Rings, okay, they are super successful, but... they have a license to pretty much print money because they have such a dedicated fan base that's been built up over the course of, well, by the end of this, 6 films.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, will people care enough?
Yeah.
To go see 3, to really commit to going to see 3
the second
Avatar
one will
sequels?
have to be really good
Yeah.
to you know, justify having a trilogy, essentially.
I mean, I'm interested in it because I'm impressed with anyone who can create a world where they think that they can get 4 films out of it.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, it worked so well for The Matrix, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, let us know if you think that, if you care about Avatar.
But also, I remember when Sam Worthington was the kind of hottest property in Hollywood, and now... Because I assume that he's coming back for 2. You would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, I always found it weird with him because it almost seemed like it was just like one of those like stars that sort of came from nowhere, and everyone just decided, oh yeah, you're going to be massive now.
Yeah,
like go on.
Yeah, because what was you? Avatar,
Terminator,
whatever that kind of Jason and the Argonauts style film was called.
Oh yeah,
I forgot what it's called.
Titans. Clash of the Titans,
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans,
the remake of that. And now, whoops.
He's been working on 3 Avatar films.
That's it.
3 films back to back. That's probably going to take quite a long time. Yeah.
It's just funny because with that quote about the audience shitting themselves and about his creative team losing interest immediately, it sounds like he's making films with a fraternity or something.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of teenagers. It's really strange.
But there we are.